Out of water here again with a new video. Hopefully everybody's doing good. If you can hear the sound of my voice, that means you woke up today. Hopefully you're not in a coma or something like that. If you are, God bless your soul. But all jokes aside, man, I hope y'all doing good. Tapping in with God. Just having a great day and a great week so far. And if you're not, tap in with God. So, I want to talk about something very important for, I feel like everybody, I feel like identity is a very important part of life. You may ask yourself, identity, like I know what my identity is, I know what my name is, I know what it says on my driver's license, I know what it says on my bills, that's who I am. Whoever I am on my birth certificate, that's who I am. And you're 100% correct. Your name, your date of birth, and your other characteristics are already predetermined by you before you're even born. What I'm talking about is your actual being, like who you are, your identity, your characteristics, your strengths, your weaknesses, your flaws, your, just overall what makes you you. Finding that and understanding that is very important in this life. Knowing yourself is probably the most important thing you're going to do besides knowing God. Because when you know yourself, a lot of challenges, a lot of things that happen in life, they become easier. Once you know your triggers, your flaws, your things you struggle with, you can navigate life a lot easier once you understand these things about yourself. For example, if you know you have a weight problem or you're more susceptible to overeat or eat a lot of calories, going near a bakery or going to near your favorite food spot that's next to, say, I don't know, a supermarket, knowing you're going to get tempted, knowing you're going to see that food, you're going to smell that food and you're going to get tempted. So you just avoid, you go to another store. That's knowing yourself. Getting into a relationship where you have firm boundaries set in place, but you meet somebody who goes against those boundaries or break those boundaries or just frankly disregard those boundaries. It's best to cut that relationship off, It's best to not even continue it, because if they're showing this in the beginning, there's not much promise in the long run. So you know yourself enough to know, well, I'm like X, but she's like Y, or he's like A, but I'm like B. You know what I'm saying? You have to know yourself in order to get you out of certain situations. You may ask yourself, what are the consequences of not knowing yourself? So consequences of not knowing yourself, you will go through this life blind. You will suffer a spiritual blindness. You will walk around not knowing how to feel or what to feel or what brings you joy or what brings you sadness. That is not a reality you want to live in. You will try to seek comfort in ways that don't benefit you as a person. You will seek joy in things that don't bring you joy, or you will confuse temporary satisfaction or validation with joy, when really it's not. You see, there are people in this world that are okay with not knowing themselves. Like they'll rather impress Johnny down the street or Sally around the corner. They will, keep themselves, propped up, not because they want to look good or, feel good or, smell good. They do these things to impress others. They go to certain places. They hang around certain people, not because they want to. It's because they have no sense of identity. So they find identity in others. You never want to be that type of person who is finding identity in others. And it says, what am I talking about? I'm talking about identity. Who you are. Like, you will never find what you're looking for in other people. You have to seek and be okay with what's within you. Again, your identity is who you are, what makes you you, your likes, your dislikes, your flaws, your upbringing, all that. That's your identity. Many people will try to tell you who you are. Many people would try to tell you who you are. They would try to manipulate you. In worst case scenario, this is not everybody, but people would try to change you and try to put an idea in your head that didn't come from you. I know this because it's happened to me before, time and time again. Manipulation, that's the word of the day, manipulation. Manipulation is witchcraft, if you didn't know this, according to the Bible. Manipulation is witchcraft, for someone to try to make you feel something or think something, like make you feel out of your mind, out of your hookup, out of your beingness, your identity. That is manipulation. People with no identity would try to make you feel bad for having an identity, because you know yourself, and it may not be popular, like the things you may like or you're into. People may not, the vast majority of people may not be into that. Like going to the gym or, maybe sewing or something like that. I'm just naming, random stuff. People will try to make fun of you or try to downplay you or try to make you feel like you're weird or something like that. Like when I first started doing YouTube videos, this is a perfect example. When I started first doing content for social media, people started looking at me weird. People started saying little stuff like, why do you post videos? Like, why do you do that? You don't have a lot of viewers. You don't have a lot of subscribers. A lot. You know what I'm saying? Just talking. All because they don't know that this brings me peace. This is something I enjoy doing, whether I got 50 million followers or not. Whether I'm getting paid for it or not. This is a hobby of mine. I know my identity to know that I love making videos. I love reacting. I like talking. I'm very deep thinking. So when I have a chance to get that out, like, I'm a very happy guy. People try to say little things. Like I said, try to get me off my course and make me feel like, oh, you're doing this for no reason. Not many people make it on YouTube or get paid from it. Like, you're wasting your time, blah, blah, blah. I didn't let that deter me because I knew who I am. I knew what I like to do. Same thing with going to the gym. I got told that I was either, lifting too heavy or I was too big or I need to stop training this hard. And, sometimes it's coming from a place of care, or more often than not, people are just projecting from their own insecurities. Like, they don't want to see you move past where they are. So they'll try to say, hey, you got to stop, man. You're getting better than me. You're doing more in life than me. You're looking better. You're smelling better. Like, just stop it, It says, in life, if you don't have principles, people will take you for granted. Now once you know what you want. No, that's facts. You got to know what you want at the end of the day. You got to know. That just comes with setting boundaries. Like, that goes for relationships, jobs, friendships, even family. I know we can't pick our family, but you can definitely set some boundaries with family. Like, I done did it before and it's still in effect. You got to go where you're accepted, where you're loved at. I mean, you may not feel exactly loved, like you're going to work like, oh, I love you guys. Like, no, I'm not saying that. But you should be in a place where you don't feel anxious, where you feel like you're being judged, or every move you make you're being criticized or micromanaged. Like, this is not a place of peace. Like, some people can thrive off of that, and I truly feel like those are the people with no identity. Like, their identity is their job, their identity is their car or the house they live in. Like, their identity is their partner or, their husband or wife or whatever. I don't want that for my life. I want you to know me for me and understand who I am, and you make the decision if you want to be around me or not. If you choose to be around me, then come on in. I open you with welcome arms. But if you try to change me or make me feel less than, or try to downplay me, or make me try to dim my light so you can feel comfortable around me, I don't need to be around you. I know myself. I know myself enough to know where I love being in environments where I can shine, and I love to see others shine. I love to see others do well or express their talents. Like, I'm a musician. I love seeing other musicians play. I love learning. I love collaborating. I love being around like-minded individuals, because we can sit there and really get off our creativeness. We are showing who our identity is through our music. So you have to go where you're accepted. You have to go where you can be your true self. Otherwise, what are you doing it for? So it says, what do you discuss on this channel? I discuss a little bit of everything. So I discuss Christian content, motivational talks, life talks. I do music equipment reviews. I do a little bit of everything. Fitness content, which I'm about to get more into this summer. So if you like personal training and you like fitness content, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because I'm really trying to get out there with that. But yeah, to answer that question, I'll talk about a little bit of everything. I'm not going to lie to you, but mostly about God, being a good person, and just, my passions, So if you like that, if you got something you want to add or you got a recommendation, make sure you leave it in the comments. But back to what I was saying. Identity is important in life. It says, at times they see you as if you're proud and arrogant. And that's okay. If somebody sees you as proud or arrogant, that means that they don't know themselves. Now, it's a difference. Now, I will say this. It's a difference between being arrogant and like proud, like, oh, I know myself, I'm better than everybody. I have this type of car. I can do this. You can't do this. I have these type of credentials. Like, that's being proud and arrogant. But once you know what you've been through, once you know who you are as a man or a woman, you don't have to project what you are. Like a lion, you see a lion out in the wild. You don't have to tell a lion that he's a lion. A lion knows. A lion knows how to talk like a lion, walk like a lion, sleep like a lion, whatever. You don't have to tell something. You don't have to tell someone who they are when you could see. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to project who you are. I mean, like, you don't have to put on this persona or embellish certain details about yourself just to feel stronger or stand out. Like, be comfortable with yourself. And, if they take it as arrogance, oh well. Sometimes people take confidence as arrogance. That's okay. That's okay, as long as you're not prideful and you remember to, not move that way, because it's not biblical. First of all, pride comes before the fall. Always be humble, always be able to be taught. But don't let people take your experiences or who you are away from you. Like, I had people tell me that I consider myself a very resilient and just a strong person. I had people tell me, on bad days, of course, not all the time, that I look defeated or I look miserable or I look sad. In all reality, it's just, I'm just chilling, My face, I can't control, all the time. I don't smile all the time when I'm happy. Sometimes I'm just chilling. So I kind of got to accept that people are going to see me sometimes and feel like, oh, you upset. Um, like the famous celebrity from Peaky Blinders, I think, or that one guy, I forgot his name. He's like an English actor, but he always has like a kind of like he looks over it or a pissed off face. I kind of had that sometimes. I'm not going to lie, and that's part of my identity. So I accept it. You either you feel it or you don't. If you tell a joke, I'll laugh if it's funny. If you talk to me, I'll talk back. But I'm an introverted guy. I have nothing to prove to anybody. I don't have to talk to you. I could go the whole day, no cap. I could go the whole day from start to finish without talking to nobody, bro, and be perfectly fine, bro. I'll put my music in or play some music, do my work, and I'll go home, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Some people, they can't wrap their minds around that. They need to talk to other people. They gotta gossip. They gotta say little crazy stuff at work to get through their day. But that's not how I get through my day. I actually have better days when I don't socialize a lot, because socializing is very draining to me. Because like I said, I'm an introvert. Unless I'm talking like this in a podcast type, deep conversation setting, you really won't get a lot of words out of me. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm often misunderstood. Identity. I know I get They may think one thing, but I open my mouth or they see my mannerisms or how I carry myself, it confuses people. Like, I'm from the hood, but I can talk proper. I can enunciate. I've been through some things, but I'm still humble. I'm still a good person. I still believe in being a good person and a child of God. There's been many a times where I feel like I was knocking on death's door, but God brought me through. So that's part of my testimony. Nobody can take that away from me, and I refuse to let anybody do that. So I know who I am. I encourage whoever is watching this, if you hear the sound of my voice, really learn yourself. It's a difference between solitude and being alone. When you're alone, you feel empty. You feel like you're lacking something. You feel the need to be around people or talk to somebody. But when you're in solitude, you're content. You feel like you're not just taking up space. You are the space. You are the vibe. You are the energy in there. Like, it's been times, I used to live alone, where I'd be totally in my house by myself, but you could have swore it was a party in there, because I'm in there jamming, cooking, I'm singing, whatever I feel like doing that day, because I'm happy generally by myself. I'm content with who I am and what I see in the mirror every day. A lot of people can't say that. A lot of people have to be around dozens of people. They have to be in cliques or groups to feel important or feel validated. I never had such problem. This is no shade to people who do that. We're humans by nature, are pack animals. We are herds. We like to be together. We like to coexist with one another for the most part. But I challenge you to just really lock in and sit alone with your thoughts. Write them down. Pray. Have uninterrupted time with God and your thoughts, and release all negativity and worries to God. Teach yourself how to love yourself and really be comfortable with being who you are. That's the only way you're going to advance and really grow in life. And when the hard times do come, you will have a better sense of confidence, because you know that you had bad days before. You got angry before. You've been depressed before. You've been just before. That ended, and you're still here. It didn't take you out this world. You're still here. So I say all that to say, man, know your identity. Figure out your identity, or the world will figure it out for you. I'm gonna say that one more time because I kind of stuttered. Figure out your identity, or the world will figure out your identity for you. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Self-care is very important, but the most important thing you can do is tap in with God. Nothing more, nothing less. But hey, man, that's all I got to say today, man. I pray whoever hears this, sees this, y'all have a blessed day, man. Again, my name is Shark Out of Water. I'm a Christian youth. Talk about many subjects and topics, and I do a lot of morning motivations like this, and I got plenty of videos on my page, so if you want to go check out, I'll really appreciate that. Go check out my TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. But without keep going on and on, I pray y'all have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate y'all, and I salute y'all. Remember, God got you. You got this. You survive all of your bad days, and it's making you a better person, whether you realize it or not. Until next time, peace out, y'all.